Y'all remember Momo? Y'all remember Momo? When everybody was scared that their kids was watching this creepy thing on YouTube that was telling them to do crazy stuff? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, my name is Brianna and I make health, beauty, and lifestyle videos to inspire and motivate women like myself. If you don't already know, I did a video that is titled, I Don't Want Kids, Here's Why. And a lot of people asked me to do a part 2, which I am gladly doing today because we got some comments under that video that was just like, what? Did you not, like, what? Are you not paying attention? Anyways, part 2, here we go. Here's my problem. The world wants us to feel like just because you're a woman, you are just automatically required to have kids because that's what women are supposed to do. That's why we're here. We're here to procreate. And then when you tell them that you don't want kids, they go into all the things. Well, who's gonna take care of you when you get older? You're gonna be so lonely. That's your contribution to the world, your legacy. There's nothing like having your own kids. To be honest, it's really nobody's business whether you do or don't want kids and why you might not want kids. But this is my message to y'all that motherhood is not a requirement. Like I said, it's nobody's business why you may not want kids, but I'm just going to talk more about reasons why I don't think that I'm having kids. I can't say, okay, we can't just tell the future, you know, we can't completely tell the future, but I'm not saying that I will never have kids, maybe in one sense or another, but I am not interested in childbirth. I'm not interested in pregnancy. I'm not interested. My first reason in this video, and this is something that's very, very serious and very applicable to me. So I don't know if you guys heard about a YouTuber. Her name is Nicole Thea, and she was pregnant, and I'm not sure what happened. Nobody knows what happened. And now she is no longer here with us. Very tragic, very sad. When you watched her videos, you could see that she was out of breath a lot of the time, and she was speaking on how she would go up the stairs and she would be out of breath and different things that she was going through. But I'm pretty sure she went to the doctor and they probably just brushed it off as normal. So the issue is that many women of color will speak on their pain or their conditions or whatever they're feeling to doctors and medical professionals, but they are more likely to not be paid attention to in comparison to white women. Also, there is a couple that I follow, the Ellises, DeVal and Kadeen Ellis. Their second child, she was in the hospital and she had just had the baby and she started bleeding out, and her husband was there and he called the nurses and called the doctors because nobody came to check on them. Nobody was really attentive to them. And if he hadn't have done that, she probably would not be here with us as well. So certain things that could probably be prevented or caught, you know, in time are a lot of the times not caught because women of color are not as important in terms of the medical world. And that's just what it is. So I have to think about that. If I'm having a child and I know that it's more likely for me not to have the best care in the hospital, then that could possibly affect my child if I'm not here anymore, or if something happens or whatever. That's something to think about. So then I would have to go into a home birth, natural birth, no drugs. I would have to find a doula. I would have to have all of the resources to do that and to hire those people and all of that. That's a lot. Number 2 is health conditions. Certain health conditions run in your genes. I have several health conditions that run in my family. And then I would also have to think about my partner, whoever I'm with. I would have to think about the conditions that run in their family. things like depression, things like Down syndrome, things like autism, so many things that could just be in your genes that will come out in your child, thus making them have to suffer and you have to suffer more as opposed to them not existing. Does that sound harsh? Because somebody commented and said, well, what if your parents never had you and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hello? Like, if they never had me, I would not be here. I would not know. I would not miss myself because I am not alive. Like, what do you mean? How does that make sense? So yeah, that's something really to think about, because a lot of times you don't really know the person that you're dealing with or their family history, and your child has conditions that you don't want them to suffer with. Number 3, I'm going there again, body changes, because that is important. Your body is you. Your body is all you have. You know, I know knowledge and everything is one thing, but you live in your body. Your body is your vessel. And for your body to change forever, that's a big thing. When you're pregnant, not from experience, of course, but when you're pregnant and you're thinking about having kids even, you have this whole plan set out. You want to have a natural birth. You want to have the best health conditions. You want to be as healthy as possible, all of that. But then certain things happen without your control. So many mothers have gotten emergency C-sections, and they had a whole plan. They had a whole natural birth plan, but it doesn't always go that way. So many mothers are in the labor process and they're tearing, so the doctor chooses to do an episiotomy. Women get weakened bladders for the rest of their lives after having kids, hair loss after you have your child, postpartum depression. Oh my gosh, so many conditions that you don't even know about until you're there, until you're in there. That will change your body forever. That's just a big commitment. It's too many big commitments for me. It's too many. You have to care for this person forever until you die. You're responsible for this person. If they go out and do something crazy, they're looking at you and asking, how did you raise them? Where did you go wrong? Especially as the mother. Yeah, that's a whole nother point that people were making in the comments. Thank y'all so much for everybody who made comments, because y'all brought up some good points, some other good points. Like, just the whole thinking about raising a human is terrifying. It really is, because you don't know what you're doing. My parents didn't know what they was doing for real. They just was winging it. Like, all parents are winging it. That's all they know how to do. But then still certain things happen, and it's like, well, I was doing my best. But at the same time, your child is still traumatized. So, you know, I would just rather not put a child or children through that. Number 4 is, we are literally causing the planet to deteriorate. And I just don't know how that is not a valid reason for me not to want to have kids, because they have to live on this planet. And if the planet is literally, like, we're supposedly running out of resources, supposedly it's not going to be sustainable for a long term. It's not going to be sustainable for long term. So is that not being selfish to want your kids in the world just to take care of you when you're older, just to leave a legacy, when there's literally a world that's not sustainable for them to even live in? How is it selfish to not have kids when there's literally 8 billion people in the world? That's a lot of people. Of course the birth rate is going down, and the way that we live today is selfish, because you're contributing to whatever pollution and carbon footprints and all of that, which is making everything worse. So who's really selfish here? those are all the reasons that I have written down. But of course, you can go deep into this conversation because I just don't want to subject my child/children to the horrors of the world, like the Wayfair scandal, the bullying, the whole subject of bullying, the social media. Y'all remember Momo? When everybody was scared that their kids was watching this creepy thing on YouTube that was telling them to do crazy stuff that you cannot control. You can't control what they watching on YouTube or their phones or their tablets or whatever. That's really scary, and it's not to scare anybody out of having kids. If you want to have kids, but I'm just defending this argument, and it's not really an argument because that's my choice. So what do you care? What do you care? If you want more kids in the world, then go have more kids. I feel like I'm loving them more. I'm showing them that I love them more by not bringing them here. But anyways, please let me know what y'all think in the comments. I don't know if I could do a part 3. I feel like I'm just reiterating things that I've already said in some way, shape, or form. But, feel free to comment below what y'all think. And thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I sell merch like t-shirts, hoodies, and sweatshirts. And I also sell journals on Amazon. So the links for those are always in the description box if you would like to support. Thank you so much, and I will see y'all in the next video.